Shalom. Shalom, Yesharala. First and foremost, I want to start by giving all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching 100% truth. Wa Barakatham unto the 144,000, as well as the rest of the elect. May peace and blessings be unto your households. It's your brother Gadal from the Great Millstone Dallas branch, and in this quick lecture, we're just going to get into what happened to the rapture. Basically, what happened to the rapture is basically really a lamb back, kind of a lamb back on my last lesson. You know how we're going to see, who was telling the truth and who was not. You could low key just land back off of that a little bit, because really just go to show that, man, these Christians are false prophets, man. Right? Now, anybody that don't know the scriptures, then of course they're going to believe, oh shit, the rapture is coming tomorrow, well, the 23rd, which was yesterday, right? So it's like, damn, man, like, hey, Lord gonna come, I'm gonna get my ass up. And if it didn't come, they probably think, oh shit, I was wicked. Man, nobody got raptured, man. Which is, man, if you knew the scriptures, you would have known that, whoever was saying that, man, was fucking lying to your ass, man. Simple as that, man. Man, it's all these false prophets, man. Beware of these false prophets, man. These Christians don't got it, bro. You still believe in that rapture bullshit after when there's countless of scriptures that really come against that, then you're a fool. Ultimately, man, you're a fool. I'm going to go ahead and get this Matthew chapter 24 and verse 36. It says, but of that day and hour knoweth no man. No, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. And this is Yahweh Shai speaking. Well, matter of fact, I'm not sure, but I think it is. Let me see if I can look at it. Oh, my bad. It's like, I don't want to speak on that, but I'm pretty sure it is Yahweh Shai, though. Yep, this is Yahweh Shai speaking. It's in red. So, yeah. So, how not even Yahweh Shai knows the coming or when he's going to come back, but Yahweh only. So, with this, you could close the book on it. Just with this alone, cuts that whole, it really just cuts the whole fact that, man, nobody's going to know when a rapture is coming, well, quote unquote rapture was coming, even if there was one. That nobody really knows that. Not even Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. So with that being said, for someone to tell you, oh yeah, the rapture's coming on this day, is like, bro, that's a false prophet right there. Right? But what we have been given the seasons, as the season, as well as like what's going to be going on in the midst of that. That's why I'm gonna go ahead and continue reading on, because Yahweh Shai, he explains what to look for. Right? He explains what to look for, man. It said, verse 37, it says, but as the days of Noah were, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. For as the days of days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall the coming of the Son of Man be. Exactly. So Lord told us, like, man, it's gonna be just like the days of Noah when this happened. Meaning there's gonna be a day that's really not looked for. Right? In other words, man, it's gonna be like, hell, it'll be like a normal day. It's a lot of these people, before you know it, all hell's breaking loose. Right? I'm gonna jump down to verse 44. It says, therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man coming. So it's gonna be in the time we really don't even think. We think not. Right? Now, take this with a grain of salt, because there's a lot of times you don't think, okay, Lord's not gonna come today. Okay, it's not like that, but like, it's gonna be a time to where, like, it's gonna happen. Right? It's gonna catch really majority of these Jake off guard. That's why Jake's I mean, that's why bros like to say, man, stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Because if you're always ready, then you ain't got to get ready when the time comes when your house shot will come and visit this earth, where all hell start breaking loose, because you was already ready. In other words, you was being at the temple daily, doing the works, making your lessons, being brotherly, doing things that are pleasing unto Yahweh Bashem Shah. Right? Jump down verse 46. Said, blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Exactly. Doing what? The work. Being active in the ministry. Right? Being active in the ministry. So, yeah, man. As far as the rapture thing, bro, where Christians believe that you're gonna be taken up. Well, basically the elect going to be taken up, and the rest of the believers, because like the Lord got to come back to get the rest of the believers. Going to stay down here. It's going to be like a 7-year tribulation, all kinds of bullcrap, man. When scriptures completely cut that, man. Ain't no. Let me go ahead, my friend. I'm finna go ahead and get it, because Paul, he said this, man. All right, this is Acts chapter 14, verse 22. It says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High. So it's going to be a lot of tribulation that you're going to have to go through before you can enter into the kingdom of the Most High, before you get delivered. Right? Matter of fact, I'm going to get another one. So, this is 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 18. It says, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? Exactly. So the righteous, they're going to scarcely be saved. In other words, the saying, the word, by the chin, by the skin of your teeth, or by your chin. Right? So that's, bro, if the elect is going to be saved like that, that's mean they're going to have to be going through some shit. Right? They don't call this an hour of temptation for nothing. Like, everybody's finna get, scripture. Yeah. Everybody's finna get tempted. The only thing is that the Lord, he's going to protect his man within that. All right? Damn it. It's like it. It wasn't Ezekiel. It's like it. Yeah. Okay, this is Ezekiel chapter 14. And I might just get straight for this 14. Yeah, I'll just say it, put 14. This is, wait. Yeah. Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 14 says, though these three men, Noah, Daniel, and Job, were in it, they should deliver but their own souls by their righteousness, saith the Lord Yahweh. Right? And what? In the midst of all the tribulation that they had to go through, man. Right? Because we're going to be in the midst of all of this, right? Of all chaos breaking loose, all hell breaking loose. Why do you think scripture tell you, said, let not the incredulity trouble thee? Fear not the things thou shalt suffer, for he shall cast some of you to prison, for the devil shall cast some of you to prison. Meaning that we're finna be going through some stuff here before we get delivered. Right? So that whole rapture thing of, you're gonna be taken up before the tribulation. No, man, the scriptures completely come against that. Our forefathers had to go through it, man. right? They had to go through, their temptations, right? And we're gonna have to go through our temptation. Ultimately, the hour of temptation. But guess what? If you've been serving the Lord, guess what? He's gonna keep you in that, right? Because you have set the Lord, because you have made the Lord thy habitation, I shall keep thee from the hour of temptation. In other words, the Lord's gonna be with you when that time of testing comes. Because everybody's got to get tested, right? See if they be made as gold or, wood and stubble, right? So, yeah, that whole rapture doctrine is complete bullcrap, let alone you believing you believing in the people that said, oh, it's going to be on this day. It's like, oh, really? Let's see. Wrong. Y'all still here. Y'all still got to go to work. And brother made a point on this yesterday, man. He said, you best believe some of these niggas done quit their jobs and stuff, thinking that yesterday was a rapture. They done quit their jobs and shit. Like, shit, I only got one more day, nigga. Y'all staying here. Right? Just to realize that they still here themselves. Oh, man. Hell, they probably got, they heart probably sunk. Like, fuck, did it already happen? I'm still here. Damn it, I knew I shouldn't have did that. Sin start condemning them and shit. Who knows, bro? But their shit is, I believe something like that happened. Pretty funny. But yeah, man, it's just like, come on, bro. Like this rapture thing, the date of when it's gonna happen is insane, man. No, you're gonna be, man, the elect, they're gonna be in the midst of all this chaos going on. The only time they're gonna get beamed up is when ultimately, the missiles finna start flying. Once the missiles finna start flying, hey, they gotta get delivered from that, and that's the only way they'll be delivered is going up into the chariot. But they're gonna be in the midst of all this hell that's breaking loose, man. Right? Matter of fact, let me get something, because Yahushua, he prayed for the elect to not take them from this world, but to keep them. I think it's John 17, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Let me see. Yep, this is John chapter 17, verse 15 says, I pray I'll start verse 14. It says, I have given them thy word, and the world hath hated them, because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but thou should keep them from the evil. Right? So the Lord, he prayed for the elect to be kept from the evils of this world, not to take them out of it. Right? Because if the Lord prayed for us to get taken out of it, the Yahweh gonna be listening to that. Guess what? The elect, they probably wouldn't be here right now already. The rapture would have been happened a long time ago, more than likely. But the Lord said no. He prayed that you protect them from the evils of this world, keeping them in the right state of mind. Ultimately. So yeah, bro, that rapture stuff is goofy. It's goofy. It's a false doctrine. It's completely contrary to what the scriptures say, right? Because the Lord, man, he's like, bro, we already pulled the precepts. Through much tribulation, right? How the righteous are scarcely being saved. How they gonna be scarcely being saved if the rapture happened, which is before the troubles? That's mean, oh no, the elect have to be in trouble, and they have to be saved from it. Meaning you're going to be in the midst of all this hell breaking loose, homeboy. All right? But yeah, that's all I really had to say on this topic. Lord willing, y'all was edified. I want to end it off by saying, Kyle Halal, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rekakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And until next time I say, Shalom, Yesharallah.